You know, that six-figure salary. For decades, that was the sign that you'd officially made it. But what if that huge milestone has quietly changed the entire game on us? Today, we're going to break down why hitting 100 grand a year can rewire your whole financial life, and why, for so many people, it's the exact point where the math just seems to collapse. Okay, let's get into it.
To really get this, let's picture two people. We'll call them Chase and Melly. They both get the same paycheck for the same $100,000 salary on the very same day. Chase looks at his direct deposit and his stomach just sinks. He feels trapped. After he adds up all his bills, it's still just not enough. Melly gets the exact same notification and she feels, well, confirmed. The extra money didn't really change her life, it just validated the life she was already building. So same income, same city, but one person just got richer and the other just got more trapped. So what's going on here?
All right, to figure that out, we've got to talk about the thing nobody wants to talk about, right? Because it kind of sounds like you're complaining. But here's the truth. A $100,000 salary is not the benchmark of wealth it used to be. Not even close.
I mean, the way inflation has just eaten away at the power of this number it's just dramatic. A $100,000 salary today has the same buying power as just $36,000 back in 1980. Seriously, think about that for a second. That number that our parents' generation associated with, yachts and retiring early, now it's what people are hoping covers a one-bedroom apartment. Heck, even just a few years back, in 2020, that same $100,000 was worth about $124,000 in today's money.
And it's not just that the money's worth less. The whole six-figure club, it's gotten way more crowded. I mean, think about it. Back in 1992, only like 5% of American households were pulling in six figures. Today, it's something like 43%. The number that used to mean you were truly elite is now, well, it's way more common. And that totally changes what it means in our culture.
Okay, so it's less special culturally and it's worth less economically. But where the whole illusion just completely falls apart is when you see where the money actually goes. This is what we're calling the great squeeze. Right off the top, the first bite comes from taxes, and it is a big one. On a 100 grand salary, you're looking at about $13,000 in federal taxes and another $7,600 or so for FICA. So you're talking over 20 grand gone before your state or your city even gets a crack at it.
And yeah, where you live, it matters a lot. This is the geography penalty. If you make $100,000 in a state with no income tax like Texas, you might take home around $6,600 a month. But in New York City, that drops to under $5,900. That's an $8,400 difference every single year for doing the exact same job, just because of your zip code. Wild.
But the real gut punch isn't just the taxes you pay, it's all the benefits you suddenly lose. The second you start creeping up toward $100,000, you fall right off a benefits cliff. That student loan interest deduction you used to get, gone. Those tax credits for education, they start phasing out. The deduction for your traditional IRA, poof, it vanishes if you have a 401k. It's almost like the system says, congrats on earning more, now we're going to take away all the ladders that helped you climb up here.
And you want to see where this squeeze is most obvious? Just look at housing. To afford a median-priced home in San Jose, you'd need to make $420,000 a year. In LA, it's $262,000. Basically, in most big US cities, a 100 grand salary doesn't even get you a ticket to the game for an average house.
And hey, if you want just one stat to show how absolutely absurd this whole situation has become, here it is. In San Francisco, according to the federal government, a single person earning up to $108,300 is officially classified as low income. I mean, a six-figure salary is literally classified as low income and qualifies for housing assistance. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about how warped things are, I don't know what will.
Okay, let's make this super real. Let's look at an example. Let's call them the Parkers. Picture a couple, maybe in their 30s. They each make $100,000, so they're bringing in a combined $200,000 a year. They've got a modest house, 2 cars that are paid off, and 2 kids. By pretty much every measure, this is the American dream, right?
So after all the taxes, federal, state, FICA, the whole shebang, the Parkers are bringing home about $12,800 a month. And on paper, right, that sounds amazing. But then reality hits.
So let's start subtracting their fixed costs, the stuff they just have to pay. Their mortgage is about $3,600. Daycare for 2 little ones? Another $3,200. Then you add in student loans, health insurance, groceries, utilities, transportation. You add all that up, and their essential spending is $12,400.
So what's left over? $400 a month. That's for everything else. Clothes for the kids, birthday presents, Netflix, maybe a single dinner out, or heaven forbid, an emergency. I mean, on a $200,000 income, they are one broken dryer away from having to pull out a credit card. Okay, so we've seen how the math just gets squeezed into nothing. But maybe the biggest problem here is the emotional one. It's the feeling. Why doesn't earning this kind of money feel rich?
You'd think, right, that as your income goes up, your financial stress just goes down. But the data shows something kind of weird. It actually follows a U-curve. Sure, 57% of folks making under 50K live paycheck to paycheck. That drops to 25% for people in that 100 to 200K range, but then it shoots back up to over 40% for people earning over 300K. Why? One simple reason: lifestyle creep. Your expectations just inflate right along with your paycheck.
And this fragility, it is so real. According to the Federal Reserve, almost 1 in 5 households, that's 17%, earning over $100,000 would struggle to cover a simple $400 emergency. Now that's not poverty. That is fragility. It means every single dollar has a job to do before it even shows up.
And this is where it gets really psychological. Research shows that for the least happy people, their well-being really does plateau at around $100,000. More money just doesn't buy them more joy. But for most everyone else, happiness keeps climbing with income. So what does that really mean? It means 100 grand is about the point where money stops just pulling you out of misery and starts actually compounding your joy if you were already happy. The raise doesn't really change you. It just reveals who you already were.
Okay, so if the old rules are totally broken, if that 6-figure milestone is basically a mirage, what's the new playbook, right? I mean, knowing all this stuff is great, but it's just anxiety if you don't know what to do about it. So how do you actually win this new game? Well, it really comes down to 3 big shifts in how you think about it. First, you got to treat 100K as a new baseline, not a finish line. The real threshold for feeling wealthy is just plain higher now. Second, you have to aggressively protect the gap. The moment you get a raise, automate that extra money into savings or investments before your lifestyle even notices it's there. And finally, and this is the most important one, you have to focus on your margin. The goal isn't the big salary number, it's the space you can create between what you earn and what you spend.
Because really, at the end of the day, that is the real definition of wealth. That day you finally feel rich, it's not going to be the day your paycheck gets bigger. It's going to be some random Tuesday when it hits you that your spending didn't grow as fast as your income did. Everything else is just marketing. So you have to ask yourself, are you chasing a number or are you building a margin?